Ciao.
Hello, today we're going to discover the elixir of coffee. Prepared expressly for you and enjoyed straight away, espresso is a genuine concentration of flavors and perfumes. The 25 to 30 milliliters in the cup reward you with incomparable sensations of taste and aroma as you drink it, which stay with you long afterwards thanks to its unique aftertaste. Many people believe that espresso is the quintessential coffee, the greatest expression of the drink. Here, the secrets of a cup of espresso are revealed. To make an espresso, you need to know its magic formula and the principles behind the preparation. To recognize it and appreciate it, you need to use all your senses. When the right quantity of hot water at just the right temperature and pressure is forced through finely ground, carefully pressed coffee, the result is a perfect espresso. Those who prepare a perfect espresso must know the right techniques and have a deep understanding of all that is involved. Come with me. Perfect preparation depends on the correct balance between extraction time and the volume of coffee in the cup. 30 seconds per 25 milliliters of espresso. Excellence then depends on other critical factors, such as the amount of pressure, temperature, dosage. Here are the numbers for a perfect cup of espresso. 7 grams of coffee. 92 degrees Celsius water temperature for preparation. 30 seconds extraction including 5 for pre-infusion. 9 bar water pressure. 25 milliliters volume in the cup. What enables water to flow through a panel of coffee in 30 seconds to produce exactly 25 milliliters of espresso? First and foremost, the grind. The coffee powder must have the right granulometry, that is, the correct distribution of small and large particles, in order to adequately resist the pressure of the water flowing through it, extracting the best aromas and substances from the coffee as it does so. The coffee must be tamped down correctly, so that the layer of coffee in the filter holder has the right density to allow the extraction of a perfect espresso. The barista does this with a tool called a tamper, using a circular motion and applying about 20 kilograms of pressure. Water heated in the machine's boiler flows through the coffee to create espresso at a temperature of 92 degrees Celsius. A higher temperature would burn the ground coffee and produce a bitter taste. Espresso reaches the cup at about 65 degrees Celsius and it's ready to be tasted. The correct temperature is an important part of the pleasure of espresso, so the cup it is served in should always be kept warm. The name says it all. Espresso is created quickly and should be consumed quickly too.
The perfect espresso engages all 5 senses, and each sense plays its part in recognizing a perfectly prepared cup of espresso. This is why tasting is an experience which engages us so completely. We can discover a lot about the espresso we are about to drink by looking at the crema on the surface. In technical terms, this is a foam, and is created when the carbon dioxide that has developed during roasting is released. The carbon dioxide forms bubbles and creates an emulsion with the fat contained in the coffee, which then rises to the surface. When an espresso is perfectly prepared, the crema should be hazelnut colored, tending towards dark brown, with delicate brown or reddish tiger stripes. The crema should be 2 to 5 millimeter thick, made of tight, densely packed, almost invisible air bubbles, and should last at least 2 minutes. The crema is like the lid of a precious treasure chest, protecting the aromas contained in the cup. Taste buds play a central role when it comes to tasting an excellent espresso. Illy believes that the perfect taste is the illy taste, a harmonious balance between bitterness and acidity, with a lingering, particularly sweet aftertaste that can remain in the mouth for up to 30 minutes. Bitterness, perfectly balanced with acidity, is typical of high-quality Arabica coffee, while the pleasant acidity also depends on the concentration of acid present in the green coffee. Lastly, the sensation of sweetness comes from the residual sugars in the roasted beans. This is why excessive roasting reduces the sensation of sweetness and brings out more bitter notes. One of the reasons espresso lovers enjoy the drink so much is the richness of its extraordinary aromas. The sense of smell performs 3 essential functions when it considers a cup of espresso. It evaluates the quantity of the aromas, it appreciates their quality, and finally, it measures their persistence. It might seem strange, but we don't use just our nose to perceive aromas. The human sense of smell is a very complex chemical interaction that functions in 2 ways. First, directly by inhaling, and then indirectly retronasally, which interacts with the mouth.
L'interazione con la bocca.
There are roughly 1,000 aromas in roasted coffee, but our sense of smell is not able to identify each individual one. Aroma is a molecule, so each of the scents that surround us is made up of a molecule. There are a great number of these odor molecules, essentially one for each odor, but we very rarely come across them in isolation. They are usually grouped together in odorous compounds. Among the 1,000 aromas in coffee, some play a bigger part in the overall aroma in the cup. Let's find out more with Marino.
Of the 1,000 aromas that make up coffee, we can easily recognize at least the 16 main ones, which are divided into 6 families. To help describe and identify them, we can look for some analogies and try to find similarities with familiar odors. There is the family of floral aromas, which recall the pleasant, light and delicate scent of fresh flowers. There are fruity scents, which call to mind the sugary notes of ripe fruit. The family of green aromas is perhaps the hardest to recognize in the cup. They recall the fresh and alive vegetable notes of plants and leaves. Then we have roasted aromas, warm and heady notes, delicately sweet with hints of bitterness. These are the aromas we most readily associate with coffee. They recall chocolate and the aromas created through roasting, toasted bread, for example. The family of spicy notes, on the other hand, evokes exotic, aromatic woods and spices. Lastly, we have caramel aromas, which cover all the notes of sugar, from delicate to flambé and vanilla. However, every cup of coffee has a different aroma. They differ due to the combination of aromas and to the relative intensity of each one. But why? Because each cup of coffee is made with a different coffee. Or rather, they are most commonly made with a skillful blend of coffees, mixing different origins and roasts. This is why our tasting experience can vary so much from cup to cup. 16 principal aromas, but an infinity of possible sensations.
Even the senses of touch and hearing help us to taste espresso. One of the tactile sensations that espresso produces in the mouth is known as body. Ideally, the body of espresso should be syrupy, a combination of viscosity and density that gives a sensation similar to milk in the mouth. The pleasure of espresso is always preceded by certain acoustic cues. From the noise of the espresso machine to the clicking of the teaspoon in the cup. From the noises around us in the coffee shop to the voices of people nearby, sounds also have a significant influence on the espresso drinker's experience. In this way, hearing plays its part too. We have seen that espresso is a genuine treasure chest of fascinating facts for coffee lovers and experts. But you'll be surprised by how much more there is to find out.